Chill out, relax, think of the great show I'm about to put on. Take a deep breath. Everything's gonna go lovely. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of this show. Everyone, welcome to the first episode of this show. This is the Just with Josh. This is a live show. It's something I'm gonna do it in one shot, and this is just a fun idea I had. I wanted to give it a try here, so I'm just gonna kind of ramble, riff, try and get things going here, try and get this snowball rolling. I got a kind of a weird setup. I'm not using the most high fidelity equipment, but I want to produce something enjoyable, something that gives perspective, something that takes perspective, a kind of a glimpse into the culture and what's going on and what's interesting about it, and kind of give my take. And I figure what better time to start. There's no time like the present. So I kind of just threw some stuff together, and I wanna get this show on the road, because I feel like I have everything kind of mapped out. Like, I know what I'm doing. It's in my head, and now I just need to kind of get it started and start doing something with it. And then if I'm, I can just kind of figure it out as I go, and not trying to think about it too much, and not, paralyze myself with all the what ifs and all the bullshit. And if things aren't working as they should be, I can kind of correct them as need be. So I got my energy, my monster energy. I'm ready to release, I'm ready to pump some information out. My neurons are firing. I got them caffeinated. I got ginseng. I got taurine. Hopefully I'm able to produce something of quality here, and it's not a complete waste of everyone's time. So I do have a number of topics that I kind of wanted to discuss that I thought might be interesting. And what the idea is with this show is, I'm kind of going to try and pick a handful of, different topics, things that are going on and relevant. And I'm going to try and, parse it together and see, maybe, I don't know if there's, I don't know. I figure if you do this once a week, you kind of get things, you kind of, we get a real analysis going on a weekly basis, and we, have a good discussion and, look into things kind of like, I don't know, like Joe Rogan or Russell Brand, or like one of these guys, or like Tim Dillon, or Shane Gillis, these guys, like these comedians and stuff. And we kind of get a, I don't know, it kind of helps us it gives us a frame of reference to be in the world. And, I'm a Canadian, and I'm 23 years old. And, I probably have a perspective. Whoa, oops. I accidentally messed up my mic there. I'm a 23-year-old Canadian living on the Eastern Coast, and I probably, I'm not an American and whatnot. I don't know. I don't see a lot of people, not a lot of Canadians or whatnot, who are, doing podcasts or doing shows on the internet or anything like that. So I thought I'd give it a try, see what I can make of it. And there's a lot to talk about, really. There's a lot going on, and it's kind of confusing. It's like, whoa, what's all this? It's like we're inside of a tornado. We can't even make any sense of it. And this is our hamartia, or fuck, that's not the proper use of hamartia. What does hamartia mean? One second. Hamartia. To miss the mark. Oh, okay, yeah, actually, I did use that semi-correctly. Hamartia is to miss the mark, and I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of different, ways that, and I'm sure a lot of people, everyone, of course, everyone agrees, there's so many different ways that people are missing the mark nowadays. Like, there's a lot of shit that's slipping. And if it's not men that aren't holding these things accountable, then nobody will, and these things deteriorate completely, and it creates a big mess, and we got a lot of big moral messes. I mean, just looking at the state of things this week alone is kind of interesting. The biggest stories of the week, the biggest stories right now, we got the Ukraine crisis with Russia coming from one side. You got all your celebrities and trials, and we're following their lives and what's going on with that regard, and all this nonsense. It's a lot of it's a lot of crazy shit. And what I kind of wanted to get into, and personally, I could care less. I could care less about the Amber Heard or Johnny Depp whole debacle. But, it's kind of interesting to think how, like, that's become the most contentious issue of the time at the moment. Like, I mean, you got that going. You go on any type of social media, you go on YouTube, anywhere, it's all over the place, plastered. It's like the number one thing you're seeing. You're seeing this lady who, like, looks like she's constipated, constantly defending her. She's just been defending her honor in the stands for this past month and a half. And this is like the biggest news story ever. Like, I've never even seen anything like this. Like, Depp versus Heard. Like, this is like a big court case. This reminds me of like the Roe versus Wade. It sounds like that. It sounds like it carries the same weight. Like, honest to God, like, the contents of it, it's like, it's a big nothing sandwich. Like, there's nothing there to actually, like, stimulate you. There's nothing to be learned. It's just relationship trauma. But yeah, everyone's fixated on this. It's just this, and it seems like it's just another story about a sour, rotten relationship. People are gaslighting each other. It's like a psyop on the other partner or on each other, which is super unhealthy and super scary. I couldn't imagine, I feel bad for, I don't know, maybe that's why it's a popular story. Maybe it's emblematic of the times. Like, I don't know, there seems to be like there's a lot of men out there that feel like they're just getting, I don't know, like, abused and, like, gaslit by their girlfriends. Maybe that's why it's the biggest story. But I honestly can't see why. Like, they're really like, I mean, whoever runs this operation, like, with between all these news companies, I mean, they're really running a show here. Like, it's great content. I mean, it's actually brilliant. Taking a look at what's being produced here. I mean, 1 second you got Johnny Depp and Amber. They're Johnny and Amber, and they're Johnny's an actor, and it's very interesting. He's kind of comedic, and he's kind of like, like, what am I doing here? Like, like, this is bullshit. Like, like, yeah, this bitch, like, she's completely screwing me over. Like, we're all on Johnny's side. Like, he's playing his cards so well. Unlike me with this fucking mic. Holy shit, I'm like, I feel like I'm all over the fucking place. But I need to, try to, like I said, create a frame of reference. I gotta start somewhere. Jesus, bear with me, guys. So it's just such a weird, silly drama for it to be display, not only on display for everyone to see, but for it to be the main display. Like, it's sandwiched in between. One minute you got these guys on, then the next you got Zelensky, and he's got, like, missiles flying over the back of his head. He's got like a t-shirt that's, like, torn up. He's just, like, sweat stains. There's, like, blood, and he's got, like, bombed out houses behind him. He's talking about, he's like, I'm going in. He's this crazy guy. And then next you got, that's 20 minutes. But then for the 40 minutes, you'll be reading about Johnny Depp versus Heard, because that's the real tea. It's like this is as big. This is as like big like the OJ trial was back in the day, I imagine. I feel like a meteorite could be on course. I feel like a meteorite could be on course with the planet Earth. I feel like a meteorite could be on course with the planet Earth, about to smash into the planet, and CNN could have a counter for like how many meters it is, before it hits. But we would still all be watching the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp trial. It wouldn't even matter. And this Heard girl, apparently she's banging Elon Musk too. Like, it's not even just, she apparently she's one of these girls that goes from celebrity to celebrity, which is kind of fascinating. It's like, well, maybe there's something. Maybe it has nothing to. Maybe what's special about this trial is her. Maybe she's special. I mean, I don't know what the hell this girl is. Maybe she's the avatar. She's getting Elon's attention. He's a respectable guy. Johnny Depp, he's a pretty cool guy. Like, what's this girl? She must have something that brings value to the table. You know what I'm saying? And it's I don't know. Maybe Amber Heard is the female Jesus. What's so special about this girl? Like, other than those cheekbones, that's the only thing I think that's special about her. And anyways, it just seems like a whole lot of nonsense to have to be on with. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because it's nothing. It's not real information. It's just fake. It's just them being blown up and overhyped, like Titanfall, the first Titanfall, and it's just being blown into the proportion, the stupid story. And you know what? The scary thing is, maybe it's been blown out of proportion for a reason. Maybe there's a reason that we're all hearing about Amber Heard, more than we're hearing about the Russia story, or maybe, I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, and now that the trial's starting to wind down, you can kind of see that they're starting to segue things into the whole new monkeypox story, and what that beholds. We're hearing, we're hearing about this new virus, and there's no way in hell we're going back into the totalitarianism of 2021, 2020. I mean, that was miserable. I mean, what is this new virus? We just got out of COVID, so now are they going to churn out a new one? And now we're going to have to, go back into lockdown. Is that what they're talking about? I couldn't imagine. Like, and you're looking at these news stories, and you're seeing these pictures, and they got these really, like, not so cool pictures of people with, I don't know, bumps. Like, it looks like, I just saw like skin, and I just saw these things that looked like bumps. It looked like there was marbles underneath this guy's skin. Monkeypox. That sounds like a horse fly. Like a horse fly? Like, you know what a fly? Like, you got regular flies, but a horse fly. You knew when you just heard the name horsefly that you were dealing with a fucking apex fly. Like, you weren't going to want to mess with this guy because it had the name horse in it. Horses, you've seen the chompers on those bad boys, you figure horse fly. This ain't gonna fly. This ain't gonna be good. Same thing, monkeypox. Jesus, that's got to be even worse than horsepox. Like, what's monkeypox? Like, what is it? What are people gonna start, like, jumping up and down and demanding bananas? And I don't know. Like, this is like, where's this thing going? What's with all these? You know. I really hope that this isn't like, I really hope this isn't another virus situation like COVID, I really don't want to go back into another lockdown, totalitarian, medical authoritarianism state. Here in Canada, like, if you know anything, you know that it got pretty bad with Justin Trudeau and whatnot. And it's not something that you want to mess around with. There's an extensive network of based brothers throughout Canada, and if we have to answer the call and assemble to create Florida 2 or New Texas, then that can happen. Justin Trudeau. Alright, fuck around and find out. Alright, now it's all jokes. Alright? It's all jokes. But I swear if one of these, it's all funny in games, but, I swear if one of these pestilent horrors is being designed by some kind of government organization or agency or some kind of, I don't know, for the love of God, if these things really are coming out of labs and stuff, then we really are fucked. Like, what are we gonna do with that information? Like, if we knew that were true, what would we do with that information? I mean, people are just cooking stuff up in the kitchen that are absolutely debilitating the entire world. Like, this is stuff that I remember we used to talk about that. Like, when the first season of The Walking Dead was announced, like, everyone would talk, or 28 Days Later, like all these movies and whatnot, you'd always talk with your friends. Like, what would happen if there was a zombie apocalypse? And then, someone would be like, some nerd would be like, well, actually, there could be like a real virus that, and there's all kinds of stuff, and there's been plagues. And it's true. There has been plagues, and, it's all of a sudden now it's like, it seems to be the reality is we're getting hit over these things in the head every 5 fucking seconds. But, it just seems a little, I don't know, fishy. A little suspicious. I don't know. Anyways, I would rather die a lumpy death than wear a mask, in short. Yeah. I'd rather die a lumpy death than wear a mask again and work minimum wage, because that shit's that's got to be worse than slavery. All right, and I feel like I have a frame of reference because I played 1942 RP in Gary's mod as a Jewish person, and it's a very harrowing experience. And I think it creates an illustration in my mind that kind of makes sense. I feel like I know where they're coming from is what I'm trying to get at. All right. Anyways. Yeah. Anyways, it can't really, and it's already still kind of messed up. Like, nothing's like it should be with in regards to Justin Trudeau and what he's doing to us throughout Canada and how he's treating unvaccinated Canadians. I mean, we're still in a situation as unvaccinated Canadians. We can't even I can't get on a plane and train. I mean, I want to go to, if I want to go back to Toronto, which I do plan on doing, like, I mean, I guess I'm just going to have to rent a car, maybe buy a car. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to have to figure something out, and I can't be the only one in the situation. I mean, I think the number was like 85% or 81% of Canadians are fully vaccinated, which means 85% are to have one dose. And if you have one dose, like I do, like I actually took one vaccine. I actually took one vaccine, and I'll get into that. Why I took that one vaccine. It's kind of a long story, but I didn't want to, but I did. I ended up deciding to take it. Not pleasingly. Like, there's not something I wanted to do, and I regret it, because who knows what the fuck that shit did. Goddamn. And, it's just ridiculous what's going on. I mean, we're being treated like second-rate citizens. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Half-Life 2 series. And in that game, with the Combine, they got the Combine. And, it's like it's like, they're putting stuff in the water to make us forget. Pick up the can, put it in the garbage. There seems to be a kind of treatment like a subhuman treatment, like we're citizens in a dystopian like state, and we've been classified as negligent because of our something's wrong with us, like from the inside. Like, damn, that's cold. That's so cold. That's so cold, man. That's even better than Half-Life 2, actually. See, it's kind of like, I've been thinking a lot about Half-Life 2 the past, I've been thinking about the Half-Life series the past 2 years, man. This great video game series, because the way things have been going, like, it's almost like we're getting our own little dystopia. We're getting our own little, 1984. It's like a real life. It's like a, it's never a dull moment. It's so interesting. And, that's what I mean. Like, the media's gotten better and better. It's went from being, a bunch of celebrity bullshit, watching twisters and hurricanes rip apart, shit places. And now it's essentially become this all-encompassing, dictating, droning monstrosity that seems to foretell my life, like some kind of fortune teller. Like, you will wear a mask. You will not leave your house on these days. Like, it's really stepped it up. Like, the programming's really come to life. Like, I love it when I get to see. I love it when the people, talking to me on, the media have a direct effect on my life. I like it when they control how everyone around me thinks, because it creates a really great environment for having conversations about individuality and, freedom of choice, and how we should come together and, build a utopian ethno-state. And I just think that's really fucking advanced. It's very advanced. It's like we're at a whole different stage, man. We're in the late game now. Unvaccinated Canadians should probably just give it up. Just pack it home. Don't keep making a fuss about it. Get vaccinated. And do your part to stop the spread. Or don't. The Brotherhood could always use more brothers, We could always take another. Once again, that's all jokes. None of that's real. It's none of that big internal struggle with none of that big internal struggle within the brothers is real. We're all very happy. We're glad that the masks are off. Everything's like it should be again. Everything's cool. Except for some people, I really don't think it is, because we're still having issues in different pockets, in different areas. It seems that ever since we came out of the pandemic, and, everyone's kind of been reintroduced back into the streets, and we're all kind of around each other again, mingling. Everyone's buddy again. Well, buddy. Everyone's outside, and they're all at the same places. They're all going to, the restaurants and bars. We're all going out face to face, And it's really interesting to see how people are kind of reintegrating after what has essentially been like 2 years of fucking some weird ass like hypnotic isolation. And it's super scary to think that a lot of fucking people got fucked up. Like their brains, like their ability to, exist in society completely disintegrated. And now you got these freak shows who were maybe they were like people who were already kind of withdrawn from society, and maybe they were all kind of, already kind of, on the fringe, and then like I don't know, like, or even people that weren't on the fringe, man, with the you know, all the social distancing and isolation, all that shit, all the media messaging, that's still like fried people, man. That fried people. That made people weird. I bet that pre-pandemic Will Smith would have never hit Chris Rock. I bet you if there was no pandemic and an alternate reality, Will Smith would have never hit Chris Rock. You know, I think something about the tensions in the world, I think it's all kind of connected. I think everyone can feel it. I think everyone got a little scared when they saw Will Smith do that. I think a lot of comedians got scared because, hey, we live in a society. We live in a real world. This is life, bitch. This isn't Second Life, okay? This isn't 1942 RP, okay? This is the real deal. You know, you can get fucking killed just for saying the wrong thing. Really killed in like a painful way. And I think a lot of people brought a lot of that energy and anger that they were kind of sharing a lot of online during the pandemic, and a lot of the contention, especially from the whole freedom issues and whatever that is. You know what I'm talking about, though? Big shit. I think they brought that into real life, and now it's like there's these real life brawls. Like, I know I've been in situations, and I can even throw up a video or two, and I have a video or two on the channel where I've, been in different altercations physically with, lunatics that have just been fucking deranged from this pandemic and what it's done to people emotionally and mentally. Now you got this past week, I mean, the runner-up news story right behind Johnny Depp versus Heard, you have the pandemic, or sorry, what the fuck am I talking about? Right behind the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp trial, running up on that, you have the Uvalde shooting in Texas. And then the week before that, you had a shooting, I think it was in Buffalo, the supermarket shooting. Man, I watched, my friend showed me, I didn't want to see it, but I had a friend who showed it to me, and I couldn't like pull myself away, I guess. I'd never seen a shooting before, so I thought, oh, well, I thought I'd check out the video and see what was going on and how it goes down, because I thought, I've watched some fucked up shit, I've seen The Human Centipede, this has got to be worse than that. I don't know, man. It's sick. I'm sick. People are sick. They like to see fucked up shit. That's part of what's wrong with us. Or right, I don't know. But anyways, I watched it, and I saw what happened. And man, he's just like running around with I think he's pretty efficient. Like a pretty efficient guy, and it's it's crazy. It's just crazy. He's just literally just no fucking. I don't know, man. Literally, he just starts going at it. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy to imagine that somebody can get to that point. And I can kind of see where they're coming from, It's they want to own the libs. But this isn't how you do it. You got to be like Ben Shapiro. Somebody should take these kids aside, or should have took these kids aside before it got to this point, and said to them, hey, check out the Daily Wire, check out, change, Steven Crowder, change my mind. They could have had their own, they could have did one of those change my mind booths at their local university. But then maybe the guys that are committing these, maybe that's You know, maybe that's what's pissing them off. Maybe that's what's pissing them off. You know, they wanna they're having all these contentions with society and they're angry. You know, and they're fed up with society. They're fed up with the way they feel the system has, I don't know, become shitty in their minds. Like, this is the mindset of these guys. Like, they want to own the libs. Okay, they're trying to own the libs. They want to break the matrix of zomboids that are the LGBTQ, the Black Lives Matter, the, you know, Democrat, you know, the cool mom, you know, Sex in the City, all that bullshit, the corporatization of, like, individual of privacy. Like, they want to rage against that machine, essentially. That they want to push against all that. That's what their rub is. That's what they're pissed off about. You know, it's crazy. We are essentially, you know, they're essentially resisting in their minds. In their minds, they are the resistance. In their minds, they are like lashing, like they're doing, like they're throwing a bomb at the Death Star. That's what in these kids' minds, these kids' minds, like, that are going out and doing these shootings. These kids, they're thinking to themselves, like, I'm based and I'm red pilled. They're saying to themselves, they're saying, this is the Death Star, and I'm like Luke Skywalker, like throwing bombs at the side of the Death Star because I'm not smart enough, or, you know, I'm not intelligent enough. I don't have enough control over the Force to, like, you know, blow this thing up. But I can just kind of lash out, and I can just kind of cause as much chaos and then kill myself, or, you know, before I go out with a bang, and then that I can kind of just, you know, have that impact, you know. Because they feel like they can have no positive impact. They don't feel like they can be a Ben Shapiro or, you know, a Steven Crowder. So instead, they take this route, and it's an absolute tragedy. You know, it's, you know, geez, you got they're talking about putting armed guards in the schools. Is that the solution? I mean, this is going to keep on happening. I mean, I doubt the liberals are going to back down on, you know, baby murder, or, like, you know, probably, or barcoding us and neutering our men. So, you know, this is probably going to keep on happening. And, you know, what is it? You're going to have schools with fucking armed teachers? Like, that's crazy. You're going to go to school? You're going to go to school, and it's going to be Miss Daisy with a AR-15 or a M16 or some shit with, like, a dual... She's going to be, like, dual wielding, like, Glocks. Like, she's going to have, like, 2 Glocks. That's crazy. But you know what? Maybe that's what it's coming to, you know? Maybe that's what it has to be. I don't know. It's so crazy. It's just so crazy. It's crazy to think that this is continuing to escalate, and, you know, that something like that would be necessary. I mean, maybe in 100 years, the next great civil war is fought in schools. It's like teachers versus, or you know, like, maybe these things devolve and that they evolve into a great new civil war. Oh, fucking cut that shit. All right. You know, it's just crazy to think that this is going to continue to escalate, and to what point will it continue to escalate? I mean, you know, by 2040, the next civil wars are going to be fought inside of the schools, It's going to be teachers on one side, and then it's going to be the students on the other side, and it's going to be just all out war. They're going to be raging against us, saying, I don't want my mandatory microchip to come to school. I don't want to take the weird fluoride medicine anymore. I don't want to learn my ABCs. And then they just start like they're all bringing guns. They're all like forming militias. They're like, it's like Purge or something. And then maybe the teachers, maybe that's necessary. You gotta have all these. You're gonna have to give them. You're gonna have to arm these guys. You're gonna have to take care of them. You're gonna have to outfit them like they did with Ukraine. They're gonna have to send these guys MLAWs. They're gonna have to give them machine guns. It's gonna be the only way to deal with this. By the next 100 years, in the distant future, there will be a Call of Duty made to commemorate the great, Civil War of 2040, and it'll be teachers versus students, and you'll have a campaign for the teacher, and then you'll have another. It'll be two campaigns, like one for the teacher and one for the student, and you start off and you get to see the perspective of the war from both sides through the eyes of like the student and through the eyes of the teacher. Like when you're coming to bus, maybe you start the student campaign, right? You come into school in the bus, right? Fortunate Son starts playing. You're looking out the window. You see the teachers all armed. You look over at your buddy. You just pull back the thing on your AK-47. You just pull back the you just cock that motherfucker. You just get ready to go to war. And maybe that'll be like I don't know. Maybe that'll be what people come together over. Maybe by experiencing this great struggle through Call of Duty, through the narrative of the storytelling power of Call of Duty narrative, they'll be able to see where each side is coming from. On one side the school shooters, and on the other side, these teachers are combatants of the would-be school shooters, and then maybe they can come together and stop shooting up their schools. Who knows? Maybe that's the solution to this. Well, that's been a lovely, I hope I, did a good job covering that. I know it's a contentious issue. I know it's very, super, super sad that's going on right now. People are getting shot to death. That it's super sad. That's, Fortnite is becoming real life in the United States. I always thought like Fortnite was like modeled after the United States. Like if you wanted, like it's like American society. It's like like Simpsons is like it's about American society kind of. Like Fortnite is kind of like the same thing. Like it's all very American. Like the shields are chug jugs. It's like chug and pop. Like something very American, or like hamburgers or fucking one of the characters. I don't know, but I feel like, the weird cartoon, like everyone's your friend, everyone's like friendly, it's like all like fun, but then we're all shooting each other with guns, and it's like, I feel like, and then you have like the people with the school shooters, and they're tired with the liberals and the leftists and the furries and the trannies, and they're just, everyone's lashing out at each other on Fortnite, and now they're lashing at each other in real life. And it's going to continue to escalate until we get a Call of Duty based on the true life events in these schools. We need a Combine. Like maybe it should just start off like with like a prologue, like with the Combine massacre. Like that can be like the prologue for the Call of Duty, and you start like maybe I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing. I'm just trying to come up with different ideas. I'm trying to be someone to contribute, trying to be somebody who has something to offer, with what I got, with what I'm working with, and hopefully that's not nothing, and that's all I can do. That's all I want to do, and that's why I get paid the big bucks. All right. So, if Elon doesn't buy Twitter, I'm done. I'm out. I'm gonna leave with Jordan Peterson. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm gonna use Twitter to promote this weird fucking talk show of mine that I got going on. This was kind of like a pilot. Anyways, but I don't know. I might throw it up on Twitter and use that to promote it. But I don't know how crazy I am about Twitter. It's kind of, I just kind of really, I don't know. I just kind of got into building really dumb little joke Twitters. Like, I just make stupid little jokes. Like, I don't know. Like, oh, this is the Twitter. This is Jen Psaki sex slaves Twitter. And this is like what she said. This is what his story is. And I do that one. I just try and I do little experiments to see if I could like grow them. Because I don't know how these, all these weird stand accounts. I don't know how it works. Like, Gary Vee's always on about like social media bullshit and how to grow, and I don't know how they're doing it. So I thought I'd experiment, and it's surprisingly really easy. If you want really good organic growth on Twitter, some of the most fertile ground is bullying transgenders, and there's so many of them on there, and some of them, people are just pretending to be transgenders. Some of them are like transgender stans. They stan transgenders, but I'm part of the Based God faction, and we spare no prisoners. And, I've seen a lot of great engagement, interaction, and it's fun. It's fun to see how, people have been building little empires over social media, and I don't get to see for myself how that works. With, I don't know, creating, like, delivering some type of content on these platforms. Like, I don't know, that's not the word. Fuck, that's not the word for what I'm doing. I'm practically farting into the mic and just it's just having it just reverberating into the space. That's about the quality of what I'm doing. But hopefully I can start from this can be like a starting point, and maybe I can build it up and it can be something marvelous. Something to really appreciate, because this is what I want to do. I really want to make this work. So hopefully hopefully I can appease my viewership, or appease a viewership, or meet some kind of target niche, or hopefully this is entertaining. I watch a lot of different shows, and I see a lot of different creators, and I see what they're putting out there, and I've seen some great shows, and I thought to myself, hey, maybe I could take a shot at that. Maybe I could get to a point where I can have an interesting take, some funny whatever, just something. Something. Just a little. Maybe this is the start of something beautiful is what I'm trying to say. So, with that, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. If you are giving me the opportunity, I want you to follow me wherever you can, try and establish a relationship, because this is going to be a consistent endeavor. This is going to be, like I said, the first of many, hopefully. Hopefully OnlyFans are bots, because I'm doing this. I'm planting this seed, and we'll see where this goes. And thank you so much. Have a beautiful night. Until the next time, it's been a great show.